Good morning, everybody. We're on the road this morning. Started the exhaust repair on the truck yesterday. Got my pipe cut, got the new piece in, and realized that there was another hole in the exhaust pipe further down. So I just went ahead and cut the whole thing off. Realized I had the wrong size pipe to make that connection. Made a trip to the parts store, got it, and what did I do? Got the wrong size. Close, but not quite. And the exhaust has got to be fairly tight. Really needs to be welded, but can make it work. So back to the parts store I go. I needed 2 3/4 muffler pipe. Nobody in this town sells 2 3/4 pipe in this whole county. We don't have a muffler shop in the county anymore. And I was not about to go to Pensacola, so I just ordered some from the parts store. I need a 14.5-inch piece. The only way I could get it is in a 10-foot stick. So yeah, okay, order it for me. And so that's where I'm headed now. And I had to go all the way up to Pace, the parts store up there. So now I gotta drive all the way back up there and get caught in the morning traffic. This is the only way into town, or the main way into town. And this time in the morning, I'm about 2 miles from town, and you see the traffic backed up. Every day it's this way. They've been talking about 4-laning from here all the way through town to pick up where it is 4-laned for 30 years that I know of. Who knows what they'll ever do. Now look at this idiot. Where do you think he's going? He's going to go down in there and turn around probably, because there's no way out of that little neighborhood. All them old concrete block houses over there. There's a bunch of them scattered in there. Most of them, I think 1 or 2 of them are lived in. Most of them are just abandoned and have been for years. That used to be military housing for Whiting Field when it was a real big thing around here. It's not that big a deal anymore, but I mean, there's people there and they still train there, but there's not as many people as there was at one time. But I didn't video anything yesterday because I was very irritated when I figured out I didn't have what I needed. It's my fault, nobody's fault but mine. And there was some bad words said. And finally, about 12:30, I came in the house and I just said, that's it. I've been pushing real hard for the last several days, and I had to rest for about half a day. Plus it rained. Plus we got rain coming today. I hope I can get done with this before then, because I still have lots and lots of work to do before next Wednesday. Pulling out Wednesday, heading north, and we'll talk about that more later. Hopefully I can get all my work done. If I can't, I'll do it when I get back. Alrighty, we'll be back at the house here in a little bit, and I will show you all the progress on the exhaust system. Alright, the exhaust is done for right now. It does still actually need a muffler itself, but it's not so bad that I can handle that. That right up under the cab, blowing straight up and exhaust getting in there was the biggest thing. It's much, much quieter than it was. I've got it back under the shelter. We have bad weather coming. That cold front. I know a lot of y'all is getting this storm, which I'm very, very, very closely watching this weather as per the trip next week, because it's supposed to hit real hard up that way from what I hear. But that's what I heard on the news. You know, you can't really judge that because they'll hype it up like they always do. Now, running up the road, It idles okay. When I step on it and go down the road, I'm getting a hesitation. Almost like something's not firing. I think, I'm almost sure the timing is off from what it should be a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. I do not have a timing light, but I did call the cavalry. Got a friend of mine coming over from Pensacola. He's going to pick one up and come over here and help me make sure the timing is set properly. Because I remember how to do it, I think. I tell you, when you hadn't done something in so many years and so long, it's, especially with my memory like it is these days, it gets rough. But I ran it up and down the road two times. I let it idle, let it get good and warm. Nothing's leaking except for, yes, the water pump is going to have to be replaced. But that's not a biggie. Mama's going to pick me up one on the way home from work tonight, and I'll do that in the morning. You know, we're about to run out of things that's in the realm of possibilities to go wrong. Wait a minute. Do that again. But now that water pump, in all honesty, has been seeping for a good while. I noticed it a while back. Now Ricky Jr. got this truck more than 10 years ago. Longer than that, I think. He put one on there then. So, it's time. Alright, we'll turn this back on when my bud gets here, and we'll go through the timing setting process, because he knows way more about it than I do. Be back in a little bit.
I got it advanced
Just like that, the problem is fixed. That's the man right there. That's a good friend that'll drive all the way from the other side of Pensacola over here to help you out do something. I thank you. Thank you. Now, I maybe could have figured it out myself, but I maybe could have went the opposite direction and broke something else. But y'all know me. My luck. Now, alright, we just run it down the road, and it's got plenty of power. It runs good. The transmission shifts good. The idle problem seems to be gone, which could be the vacuum leak in the intake itself. I have not seen anything leaking back there anywhere, so. Next step is putting the water pump in here in a little bit, and that's not a great big deal, so. Alright, we will be back here shortly. Now that that's done, a very special thanks to my buddy Scott for coming over and helping me with that timing. It's a good thing to have friends that'll drop what they're doing and drive 40 miles plus to help you do something. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Scott, very much. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this water pump off. I've got one that's coming to be delivered to me here in a little while, and by the time they get here with it, I will have the old one off, I hope. And it's not leaking bad. I could get away with it for running around here, I'm sure, for a while, but fixing to make a long trip, and I don't want to take any chances. So with the water pump today, and my goodness, I hope that's it for right now. And when it comes time to put the new muffler on, which it really does need eventually, Scott's going to come back, he said, and bring his welder and help me do all that. So that'll be later on. That's not a big issue right now. It's way quieter than what it was, so I'm happy with that. Alright, I'll show you all this when I get it all took apart. Alright, old water pump off. That's where it was seeping, right there around that gasket on the back plate. Now you can get a gasket kit for this. I think it's like $18, and you can get a brand new water pump with a lifetime guarantee for, I think it was $27. So new water pump is on the way here in just a little bit. I ain't gonna try to rebuild it. I'll just take it back as a core charge and let somebody else deal with that. And I did discover that the bottom radiator hose is bad too, so one thing after another. But we're almost to the end. Alright, new water pump is here. Now, it does not come with gaskets. Have to use this gasket maker. So I'm put a good, fairly thick coat all the way around here. And I'm showing this now because when I get it ready to put in, it's got to go in all at one time. It takes 3 hands, and that tube seems like it's half empty. Alright, this should be plenty. Wipe my finger off. Or my thumb. This silicone is especially for water pumps and thermostat housings and that kind of thing. Yes, I will change the thermostat, but not today. It's been a rough couple of days, folks, I'm telling you. I had to go in yesterday and rest. I have not took a nap in the middle of the day, and I cannot tell you when. But I had to yesterday. And I got it all over that thing. Just like paint. You open the can and get it all over you. Which, speaking of paint, Mama told me she had bought a gallon of paint today. And I've got something I got to paint tomorrow in the house. I don't know what it is. See, the kitchen cabinets or the bathroom, one of the two. So I got to get finished with this today. Okay, now I'm not going to put a coat on the block, because I got more than enough on here. Little squeeze out and seal this dude off. Alright, where'd the cap go? There's the cap right there. Which I'll probably never use the rest of that. But at least I didn't try to sell her, because she went and got this for me. A lot of times they'll try to sell women all kind of stuff, but they know me up there and they know us, and they don't do that. New lower radiator hose. The upper radiator hose is good because I replaced it myself not long ago, so I know it's okay. Alright, I'm going to let this get a little bit tacky. I'm going to stick it on there. And that'll be just about all of this video. When I get everything put back together, I'll show you one more clip. And I have so much work to do in the next couple of days, or next few days, that it ain't even funny. So I'll see y'all in just a little bit. By George, I think we got it. Alright. Timing is set. New water pump is on. I don't see any leaks. The new bottom radiator hose is on. which that gave me more trouble than the entire project, was figuring out how to route that hose back on there. And once I turned it over and got it going in the right direction, it went right on there. So, well, I'll tell you all what, I'm tired. And I'm bleeding 2 places over here. 2 places over here. So, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't working. Somebody told me that one time. But anyway, I'm covered with junk from head to toe. I drove it earlier after we set the timing like I mentioned, and the running part is fine. I let it sit here and idle for a little while. I don't see anything leaking as far as the water pump and all that goes, so I'll take it out on the road again in the morning and check it out. But I think we're there. Oh, let's see. Once again, Scott, thank you very much, brother. Thank you for coming to help me with this. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to go in because I am more slapped out. I'm going to go get cleaned up and maybe eat a bite of a sandwich or something, and I'm going to bed. It's almost my bedtime anyway. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for watching this whole little series here of trying to fix the old truck. I think money-wise, I'm right at the $300 mark on everything I've done so far. Which I know people that's got truck payments that are way more than that. So I even stopped at the red light this morning on the way to town to get that big piece of pipe. Red light right in front of the GMC dealer where I used to work at. And I turned my head and I looked at all them big old new GMC trucks. And I said, nah. Now I can go get one if I wanted to, but I don't want to, folks. I don't want that payment. If I ever have to, I will, but I don't think I have to. I think we got old Betsy here just going just fine. We'll find out here in a few days anyway. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will see y'all in a day or two.